Should you play The Outer Wilds? Yes. I don't think that's going to be enough to convince anyone though. If you're here, that means you're at least somewhat interested in the game. Now, this is a game that I can recommend wholeheartedly, but I feel it's hard to find a non-biased opinion on the internet. Left and right, you'll find a fan base on YouTube, Reddit, Twitter, somewhere, with a fan base that will sing its praises, saying that it's amazing and that you should totally play it. Allow me to show you the lens that I look at this game through. This is a game that's not typical for me to get into. I'm into the Metros, the Far Cries, Yakuzas, and the Dark Souls. I like a game with action, where I get to kill things. But that doesn't mean I won't get into other styles of games. I love a good story, and I'm not averse to playing a slower paced game that isn't afraid to try something different, like Journey, What Remains of Edith Finch, or Gone Home. All of which I've played, but in all honesty, only because they were free on PlayStation Plus at some point. I remember very little of those games as I played them like 5 or 6 years ago, and that means I can probably go back and replay them at some point. Which is similar to how I feel about The Outer Wilds. It's a game I wish I could replay for the first time. It's an experience, and one that will stick with me for a long time. It's a game that's best played without any real pretext or knowledge about it, which makes it really difficult to drum up any sort of excitement for. This isn't a deep dive into the lore or anything. It's a game where one full playthrough took me about 40 hours. I just want to show people a new game that I added to my all-time favorites list. Now, there's a ton to get into, so you wake up in a cozy little forest next to a fire and a blue buddy. You look straight down and realize, hey, you're also a blue buddy. You're an alien. Nice. You begin exploring and find out quickly that the entire town here is obsessed with space exploration and learn that you're next up to be Timberhurst's next top astronaut, even being given a spaceship to begin your exploration. You learn about some fellow solar system sightseers in this beginning area here, and the basics, like how to move and jump, using the camera launcher and the signal scope to hear things super far away. Then you obtain your spaceship's launch codes, and then head off into your virgin voyage to the stars. Now, for spoiler's sake, I won't delve deeper than that, but the game operates on this system of exploration and information gathering to piece together the grand mysteries of this solar system. It's also very easy to access the learned information via the ship log, so you're never lost on where to go, or what you've learned where. You aren't given any quests or objectives to complete, no map markers or indicators of where to go next, and that really sets up the game's sense of exploration. You can go wherever you want. Does that planet over there look cool and interesting? Yeah, go ahead. Does that planet over there have a pretty color? Yeah, it does. Go on and explore it. You have all the time in the world to. There's, deceivingly, not much to the gameplay, but it's simple and it feels really good. You can move, hop, and with your little spacesuit equipped, fly and hover around to any terrain you may want to explore. The ship takes a bit to get used to, but becomes second nature after a good few hours. You get the signal scope, which is a radio beam device that you can use to follow certain frequencies, like your space homies jamming out on other planets. And a launchable camera that creates light and takes a little picture. You can even use it to take a little selfie. I think the point of the controls being so simple makes the game feel really good. It's simple enough to understand right off the bat, as it's mainly just run and jump, and it focuses the game's focus onto the world that it's creating. Now, the gameplay is very physics-based, so we as a player are working on a shared and an established level of understanding. Like, this planet has this much of a gravitational pull, so I need to jump a bit higher and use a bit of jetpack fuel to get up to that ledge up there. Or certain planets have stronger magnetic pulls than smaller planets, so I should be wary while traveling around them. It's deceivingly simple and can make for a lot of super cool moments where you use knowledge in different ways to traverse worlds in interesting ways. And that's really about it. Outer Wilds is nice because it lets you explore wherever you want to. And no matter where you start, it'll always end up with you piecing together interesting bits of story and lore behind the solar system at large, one wall of info at a time. It's about accumulating data and trying different things because you have a hunch. It's learning the laws of the world as they're laid out and attempting to play with them everywhere you feel you can because it may lead to something new. And in turn, it gives you a new piece of the puzzle. With every planet being a manageable size, it really gives off this feeling that every single aspect of an area was handcrafted and given love and attention, meaning that while it doesn't boast over 1,000 planets, like Starfield, it does show off a level of care and respect that I can genuinely enjoy every minute of. Hell, that I can enjoy every second of. The video is basically over, but there's one more tidbit that I'm mentioning only here at the end because it may be important to some people how scary the game is. Keep in mind, it's not really a horror game, but there are a few scares, and the game holds your hand and it teaches you how to confront your fears, so don't worry. I won't say where the scares are, as I believe it's part of the adventure, but once you find them, feel free to come back at a later time once you feel better equipped to deal with them. That, and the DLC is scary too, but again, it's well worth the frights and well worth pushing forward to experience what I think is one of the coolest games to have ever been made, honestly. I don't mind horror games, honestly. Dead Space, Outlast, The Evil Within, all my bread and butter. But the point is, this wasn't a game I was prepared for or expecting to see any level of horror in, and I feel others may want the same understanding before diving in. It's sort of like a Subnautica isn't a horror game, but sort of situation. And that's really going to be it. Thank you for watching. Go play it. Go have fun. Go buy it on sale or something. And I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.